Wait, that's funny you say that because I do that. Like, if I'm going somewhere and like I have my keys, I'll pretend someone's chasing me and like I'll run to my car and like try to open the door for my house just because I like pretend I'm in a movie all the time. You know how like in horror movies they're like trying to get in a door and they're like, oh my god, if someone's like walking up in the door, the key won't go in the door. I do that all the time. I did it the other day at work. I was like in the alleyway with the lock on my hand, like breathing heavy, like looking around. I was like, if anybody saw me, they would know I'm a fucking lunatic.
I mean,
but I was living my best life.
Red flag. They're doing scenarios in their own fucking head.
Now I'm
running throughout parking lots by themselves.
I'm preparing for my big break.
Got it.
Dude, I was living my best life. I still do it once in a while. And I did it the other day. And I was like, oh, I missed this, Ryan.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Raw and Unsolicited with me, Andrew.
Me, Ryan.
You're an idiot.
Should we record this? Re-record this?
No.
All right.
I'm not going to do my news broadcasting.
You already did it. All right, what are we talking about today?
So on this week's episode, we are talking about everyone's favorite subject, red flags.
I feel like we say everyone's favorite subject. And everyone listening is like, I don't care about that. This is not my favorite subject. But we are going to talk about red flags and what we look for and why they're red flags, how do we avoid them. So, do you want to dive in first?
Well, I think that we should first dive in with, so we posted on our Instagram last week, a few days ago, at some point. We posted on our Instagram at some point.
In the last year.
To ask you guys for some red flags. So why don't we go over some of their red flags?
Like, these are red flags that people say they look for. And like some people just roasted like general sexes. Someone said being male, having no job, no car, living at home with their mom. And men, specifically Mike and Matt. That's really, like, she really targeted some people right there. She came for people real hard, saying some specific thing. How do you feel about someone who's living with their parents that has no job, no car?
Me?
Yeah. Well, not them. Clearly they don't like it. It's a red flag.
I mean, I definitely think that those are red flags. But it also depends on the reason, I guess.
I think every red flag depends on a reason. Like, everyone's story is so different.
Yeah. Yeah.
And everyone that we talk to is going to have some sort of red flag.
Yeah.
But then a lot of people wrote, like, being nice to service industry people. Like, how they treat service industry people.
Mm-hmm.
And that right there made me realize you are a red flag because you're like, ugh. Remember you back in the day, you were like, I'm not even going to say what you said because I don't want our fans to hate you. But you used to say some foul things about service industry people.
I didn't say anything about...
Okay, so yeah,
I didn't say anything foul about them. I just said that I don't ever remember their name because it doesn't...
Why don't you remember their name? If you want to say what you said, why don't you remember their name? Say it.
So, what I had said, and it was poor verbiage. It's not how I feel, per se.
Do you remember what you said?
I remember exactly what I said.
What'd you say?
I said because, like, subconsciously, they're beneath me.
Word for word.
Like, they are serving me. And, like, it's not, like, I don't mean it that way, by any means. I don't mean it that way. Like, I totally fucking respect people in the service industry. Like, 100%. But...
I mean, I would hope so. I've been in it. Our whole relationship, pretty much.
Yeah, but I don't respect you.
Bitch, shut the fuck up. You're so stupid.
But yes, that's what I said. And I hate that I said that.
Listen, we all say things. If this ever pops off, like, if people find my Instagram or Facebook, they can. I said some dumb shit when I was young.
You say dumb shit every day.
Yeah, but like I said some like dumb shit. Like, I'll have a Facebook memory and be like, "You're a jerk off. Why would you say that?"
Yeah.
So there's some other red flags that people look for is inconsistencies. Do you look for inconsistencies? I think people in general are very inconsistent.
Yeah.
Are you inconsistent as a human?
I would say that that's actually one of my best traits is that I'm very consistent.
Okay.
I think that me personally, I'm very consistent. You're saying
I
that,
don't
like,
disagree. I
okay.
was just trying to talk about myself. I think
Are you
you're going to
consistent?
disagree that I'm consistent, but I am the most consistent person you're going to meet. I'm always in the best mood. I'm always going to make you laugh. I literally am very consistent. You cannot disagree with that.
I mean, I definitely think you have a little bipolar every now and again,
What?
where you're just kind of like very like moody out of
Because I'm
nowhere.
going through my period.
But
We all have
I mean,
that.
the way that you treat people and the way that you act, although very obnoxious and like annoying,
Consistent.
is pretty consistent. Yes.
How about, so this person said, I'm colorblind. I can't see red flags.
I hear you, girl.
Well, they're clearly in a bad relationship. I also had someone that wrote into our page about the red flags, and I really want to read what they said, and I love that. They said, I don't look for red flags. I just accept people as they are. If you aren't compatible, so be it. But incompatibility doesn't necessarily mean anyone is at fault. And I was like, I hear that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think a lot of people look at red flags because they don't want to get into something further. So they're looking for a way out before it even starts.
So I think that that's definitely what I do. And
I can confirm that is what you do.
I don't know that it's necessarily for a way out, but like, I feel like maybe it's subconsciously, but like, that's what I'm looking for at first is like, let me find the worst things about this person. Because like and honestly, like I go in, when I start talking to somebody and I actually get to know them and like, you know, we've talked for a few days or whatever, I'm like, listen, I'm going to lay out all my red flags.
A few days.
But seriously, like I sit there, like if there's any chance of anything going to happen, like where I actually vibe with this person and I connect with this person, I lay it all out. I'm like, listen, this is all the red flags about me. Take it or leave it, but I just want to put it out there. Because the worst thing that you want to do is be weeks, months, years into something and find something out and be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, that's kind of like a deal breaker to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. So what are your red flags? While we're on the topic.
What are my red flags?
Yeah, like, what are you telling them is your red flags while we're here?
My red flags. My biggest red flags is that I have a podcast with my ex-husband.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew that was coming. Okay.
But like, truthfully, like honestly.
And
like,
we've said that from the jump, that this is a red flag. We're just going to have fun and
correct.
We're going to enjoy it.
You know, I think that after the last few months of doing this, I have to, like, I can't be a hypocrite. Like, that's one of my biggest things.
I was going to say.
People cannot be hypocrites. Like,
they're listening.
They cannot be a hypocrite. So one of my biggest things always, one of my biggest red flags when I'm talking to somebody is if they're friends with their ex. And it was always like a huge like turn off. It was like I don't know if I can see past that. I don't know. But I had to understand what that relationship looked like. And now being on the flip side of things, because prior to this, I was never friends with an ex. I never had an ex in my life after we broke up.
Me neither.
So now, a few months into our podcast career or whatever the fuck this is, you know, I have to look at it differently because I'm like, okay, so if I can do this, then somebody else can do this. Like, I can't be a hypocrite to somebody else for that.
Which I think is a big thing for you to recognize. Who are you texting?
I'm not texting anybody. Relax.
Can you focus on the podcast?
What are your red flags?
We're not on me yet. We're on more questions from people. This person doesn't like nail biting. Is that really a red flag though? Someone that bites their nails? That seems like a stretch.
So one of the questions that I ask people, are you
friends with your ex?
No. One of the questions that I ask people is, what medication are you on or should you be on?
You asking that as a red flag.
Absolutely. But here's the thing. If somebody is clinically depressed or bipolar or has things like that, like...
Do you still give them equal chance?
100%.
Okay.
Absolutely. but I want to know and I need to know and I need to know what's behind it. You know what I mean?
I need to know that you're going to be a different person every day.
So like if you are so getting back to the nail biting thing, like that's a form of like really bad anxiety. So like you could be a super anxious person.
I feel like everybody's anxious anymore and it's exhausting. Right? Am I wrong in feeling that way? Like everyone has some form of anxiety and everyone is some form of depression and like we all have a touch of something. Autism, all of it. We all have it all.
Right.
But like so many people use it as a crutch to not do things but this is not what this episode is about. I guess if you use your depression or anxiety as a crutch, that's a red flag for me. How are you dealing with it? How do you like cope with it? How do you not be depressed or anxious? That's what I want to know. Stop just saying I'm anxious. Like, why? How can I help? That's a red flag when you're just fucking sitting in a hole by yourself being sad, I guess.
So I just want to be clear about something. If we go back about 6-8 years, I guess at this point, maybe.
Are you about to come for me?
I am. I'm totally coming for you. You used to make fun. I don't necessarily want to say make fun, but you used to
I did not understand it, and I still don't.
Like anybody who was like, "Oh, I have anxiety." Oh, I have anxiety. The person has anxiety. Blah, 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 blah. Like you would always like make like the biggest thing. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? Blah 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 blah.
Okay. So how are you coming for me?
And then you fucking had it all.
I didn't.
You did. You were on medication for it.
Because you made me feel like I needed to be on it. Nothing. No. So what am I on right now?
Me.
What am I on now? Nothing.
Because you
I got rid of you.
doctor.
Because I got rid. No. Don't even. I'm not anxious because I got rid of you.
Okay. Great. Perfect.
No. You're not blaming me not going to the doctor.
Don't blame me.
I mean, it is what it is. You always sat here and called me crazy all day long. How else am I supposed to feel?
Crazy, because you are.
Goodbye. So, was that a red flag? Were you looking for red flags back then? Or were you just so blinded by the blowjobs and love?
I'm sorry, what?
Were you look? If you would get off your fucking phone.
I'm not on my phone.
You're on your watch. Either way, you're figuring shit out for yourself, which I appreciate. Did you not see red flags back when we were dating?
I saw lots of red flags.
Then why did we keep going?
That's a great question. And hindsight is 2020, and those red flags are fucking vivid now. They were like a weird little, like, maroonish color back then.
Now they're bright red. Shut the fuck up. What else? Someone said stable income. If you can't take care of yourself, I don't want to be part of it. I get that. How they treat wait staff. That's been a popular one.
So I think that another one of my red flags, one of the things that I bring up is like, I'm very busy. And it can be a red flag depending on how you look at it. It could be a fantastic trait depending on how you look at it. But I am always doing something. So like right now in like a dating environment to try to get to know somebody and to try to meet up with somebody and see somebody and whatever, I don't have time. It's like, oh, I can squeeze you in between 4 and 7 on Thursday.
I literally told a guy the other day, I was like, I might be able to see you early afternoon on Wednesday. And I was like, that's exhausting. Am I really that busy?
Right. But like I really am, like between work, between traveling, between podcast recording, between all the stuff, like
no, trust me, I get it.
I'm super fucking busy.
We are just giant huge red flags as people, we're just huge red flags. We should just that's why I'm trying to maintain single, because I don't want to let people down. I'm not a fan of letting people down. So I don't want to build too much with someone to be like, sorry, I'll see you Wednesday at 5, but I have to leave by 6:30, and then I'll see you. Like, no, that's not realistic.
Right. Right. I agree.
Thank you so much for agreeing. Are you taking a fucking selfie right now? Put your fucking phone down.
Can you?
You're pain in my balls today. I don't have red. My red flag is being friends with you. You look cute in the picture, at least. Let me say.
I do.
Actually, you do.
Thank
Your beard
you.
is very silver there.
It's
The lighting makes your beard very silver. No, bitch, you're fucking old. Speaking of old, someone said I look 32. Do you agree? I always say it's the cum on my face.
Oh my god. I don't know. People say that I look like I'm in my like late 20s sometimes.
I don't agree with that.
I'm like, sometimes I look old, sometimes I look young. I don't
So the
know.
same person wrote, their red flags are cheap, picky eaters, talks poorly about their mothers in minor situations, doesn't like dogs, cringy selfies, especially with duck face, nail biting, dick itching, playing with their dick, or rubbing it too much in public. She really went in on whoever she has on her mind. Good for you, girl. I don't agree with duck. Duck face is so stupid. I don't understand why it was a thing. But I don't know if that's a red flag if you make a duck face in a photo. It's just fucking stupid. You look like you're stuck in the 90s, or what year was that? Is it the 2000s?
It was like the 2010s.
It's fucking stupid. It's ugly. You look like an idiot. This one said, I asked men if they've ever been to a gay bar or a drag show. The reaction tells so much. Is there anything like you asked?
So are they saying like if they're like, ew, no, that's a red flag?
Yeah, probably.
Or are they saying like, yeah, I love it,
this
that's a
girl
red
is
flag?
like Bob, and she's so open, and she's so easy. You met her at the event. She's incredible.
Okay.
So like, I guarantee you she's thinking of it from like, if you're not cool with like gay people and how they enjoy their lives, then you're not for me, because I
Right.
want to be around that. I guarantee it's what she's saying.
I mean, for me, a red flag is political.
Like,
Who did you vote for?
do you ask that though?
I uncover it one way or another. Sometimes I ask
You're like, I wear a Make America Great Again hat on my first date.
to see what they say.
Oh my God. I can't wait for season 2 for all the things you're going to put me up for. I literally, guys, season 2 is going to be so good. So get ready. What else do we have? Someone wrote the need for control, underhanded compliments, or weird compliments. Like if they give them, it's a red flag, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I like any kind of compliment, even if it's weird or underhanded. I don't care.
I think
It's all about how I absorb your compliment.
so. You're really legitimately sitting here and saying that you don't have any red flags.
I did not say that, but we just
You
didn't-
did say that. You said that like 4 times.
Obviously, I'm being funny. I have a ton, but yours, the segue into your red flags was perfect because that's where we got to.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sure.
when we get to mine, I will happily open up.
Well, we're here. We're at yours.
We have arrived. I don't have any
Destination.
red flag. I'm sure you could tell me I have a ton, and so could other people around me. But like thinking, I can't think. I'm not even being a brat. I know I have them. I cannot think of them at this moment. Every time I'm behind this microphone, I'm a fucking potato. Give me an idea. Maybe it'll spiral.
Tell me what my red flags are.
I don't have any for you. One of our red flags is what we're doing now, which is what it is.
Right.
I can't change that. I'm very open about that. Like you are just now coming to terms with, you're telling people earlier, I guess now. Remember earlier, like I don't tell them for a really long time. Now you tell them out the gate because it saves everybody such a headache. Why am I going to waste my time with you if that's going to be a red flag? My other red flag is I like straight men, I guess. Is that a red flag? That like I hunt down straight men because it's a game?
Sure.
But I'm not telling gay guys that I'm dating. That's what I'm doing. Like, I don't know. I definitely have them, but what they are, I don't know. I wouldn't even say you giving someone too many chances is a red flag. You do that, but I don't think that's a red flag.
So what are red flags
Why
to
does
you?
anything have to be a red flag? Why can't we just be who the fuck we are? Just like that person wrote in. Like, why does it have to be a red flag? I know that's what we're talking about.
Because
like, why do...
There are things that are... So a red flag, at the end of the day, what a red flag is, it's a warning sign for something that's not going to work well for you. It's something that is going... Like, it's a warning telling you, like, ding, 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 like, don't do this, this is going to happen, like, keep an eye out for this. So it's something warning you about that person.
Okay, so what was your first red flag with us?
First red flag with you?
With us. As a team, we were a team.
With you?
No, shut up, Brett. Sure, with me. What was your first red flag?
The first red flag was probably the time that we went
Christmas tree hunting.
No. No, that was like red
Are
flag
you gonna
number
say the
9.
gas station story?
Yes, the gas station story. So I don't even remember where we went. Was it Cheesecake Factory, Melting Pot? It was
with
Melting
Kristen.
Pot. So it was
Yeah.
Melting Pot. We were coming home from the Melting Pot, and I really had to poop. And you're like, I need gas. So you pull over for gas, and you're like, get out and pump my gas. Absolutely fucking not.
You could have pooped while you were pumping my gas.
Okay, first off,
All gas stations have a bathroom.
I had to poop. So I'm definitely not getting the fuck up and
Yeah,
doing
you're turning
anything.
down the music and saying shh.
Second off, anybody who tells me what to do, who demands that I do something, absolutely fucking not.
Were we too young for that in a relationship for me to get what I wanted? Is that why?
You don't ever get what you want.
I'm sorry.
When you demand something,
Look me
you
in
don't.
the eyes and tell me I don't. Andrew,
If you ever demanded that I did something, you never got it. You eventually learned how to play the game and stopped demanding that I do something.
yeah, I just sucked your dick more and then I got whatever I want.
But anyway,
Guys, he loves blowjobs.
but anyway,
So that was our first red flag that you noticed?
yeah. And then you fucking fought with me about the whole situation, and then essentially told me to go home, even though you picked me up, and I lived an hour away.
Well, yeah, you should have left. I was in princess mode. I was like, pump my gas. I don't have an excuse. I'm just trying to understand where I was. I don't know.
I think one of your red flags is that you try as hard as humanly possible to get under people's skin.
This is what this episode is about. No, I'm kidding. That was last week's episode.
You try as hard as possible to like make them uncomfortable one way or another.
That is a great red flag for me. I would agree. And sometimes I'm not even doing it purposefully. I'm just like, la 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 la.
And the second that they start getting uncomfortable, you just dive right in. You just get deeper and deeper.
Or they come back at me and I guess I don't like, I would never do that. It is not what I did. I'm not saying this is great. Listen, I know who I am and I'm a monster.
I think another one of your red flags
Oh, here we go. All right.
is the way that you drink.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we drink the same amount.
I'm pretty sure that we don't.
Okay. I'm listening.
Not even close.
Mm-hmm.
But even if we do drink the same amount, like let's say that we're both out and drinking together, you are up here
Because I'm fun.
and I'm still just mellowed out. I would say a good 80% of the time when I'm drunk, people around me don't know that I'm.
Me neither.
That is a fucking lie. You are obnoxious.
I'm always obnoxious.
But you are obnoxious to the umpteenth power when you're drunk.
All right. Now I need to think of red flags for you. You have them.
Do I?
Let's hear it. You do. Everybody has red flags.
I think one of my biggest red flags is how like picky and particular I am and how like judgmental I
But
am.
why is that a red flag at the same time too? You know what I'm saying?
Because
You're
just
clearly
is,
particular
like-
for a reason. Something has gotten you here.
But I mean, that's a warning sign for people. Like to get back to that person's point that they said, like, why can't people just be who they are? Like, I'm the type of person that I'm going to like find all your red flags and be like particular about it, which makes it a red flag about me. Does
Okay,
that make
see
sense?
that I understand more than you being. All right, okay, I understand where you went. All right, I agree. It took me a minute to absorb what you were saying, but yes. But it's still stupid. It's still stupid.
I don't know. I think a red flag for me. I think there's multiple red flags for me that I can continue going. This isn't me, but like things that I see in other people. I mean, I'm somebody that I'm very much, I think I've talked about this before, very much against drugs and drug use. So, like, people that are drug users, that is a red flag for me.
Okay.
But
don't you want to dabble eventually?
No.
There's nothing you want to try?
No.
Okay. Okay.
I think that people who, so as much as I find it to be sexy for it to be like a gamer, I also find that to be a red flag.
Like if they play too much? Or...
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Because they're like a hermit and they have like no social life.
Right.
And... I enjoy playing games, but I don't understand people that can like play it all the time. I really don't.
Right.
So are you social? They're probably socially awkward, right?
Possibly.
Because socially awkward people make me uncomfortable. I mean, can you fucking relax? Why are you like that? So yeah, maybe that this all makes sense.
I mean, to go back to one of the other things that was said, like living at home with your parents, not having your own car, lack of a stable career. Those are all red flags. And it's a red flag not because of the specific, because there could be a reason why,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm in the middle of selling my home and I moved in with my parents for a little bit, or my parents sick and I need to move in with them to take care of them in the home or whatever. Like there's reasons for it. Like I just got into a huge car accident. I'm waiting to get the car. There's lots of reasons that some of this could happen, but the red flag, the warning sign is well, are you a deadbeat? Like, do you put yourself in situations that you can't hold a job because you're...
But you're not going to find that out until you conversate with them, right? And then
Absolutely.
Once you realize that, do you like start to pull back if they're like jobless and like
me personally?
no
Yes,
drive?
absolutely.
I mean, I would too.
That's the point. Like the red flag is a warning sign. It's not the end all be all. You're not like, oh my God, that person, goodbye.
But it's catching your attention to ask more questions about the situation.
Correct.
Okay.
Do you understand a little bit more
I
now?
do, yes. Like I always thought red flags when people are like, no, nope. When you're using them more of as like a warning or a signal, I can comprehend that a little bit more.
Right.
And I definitely don't have any. I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm back with my parents. I can't complain. I know my situation. I tell people my situation. They're understanding of it. But like, at the same time, I need to make sure I get all of my money from our divorce before I move on.
Red flags for me for other people are people that don't travel.
Yeah,
people that aren't cultured.
There's so many people that don't travel on
like,
these dating apps. And I'm like, what are you doing with your life? You haven't left Pennsylvania yet? Or I'm good.
If somebody's like, oh, I've never left the tri-state area, I'm like, nope.
I'm like, you haven't even been to Maryland? Is Maryland tri-state?
No.
What's tri-state? Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, right?
Well, for us, yes, that's the tri-state.
All right, true. Everyone. What about in Dubai? What's the tri-state area? For our listeners in Dubai.
I despise you.
You're dead state.
I despise you.
I'm just kidding. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem.
Always. Can you think of other things now that I've explained it to you?
For myself?
Yeah. For others, anything.
I think I'm
Red
too
flags.
open. I think a red flag for me is I'm too open to people. I don't know when to like stop talking or stop giving information. Is that a red flag though?
The fuck you don't. You are the most vague person. You don't give any information.
You say that all the time.
Because you don't. I ask you a question and you're like, blue. I'm sorry? Like,
You asked my favorite color.
no, I didn't. I said, where did you go and what color was the car? I don't know.
I would have been like, Michigan, red.
No.
And you're like,
if I ask you
no,
multiple questions, you only answer one.
because you need to ask me one at a time. Same when people text me back to back to back, I only answer the last text. I'm busy.
And that's not always true because sometimes you answer the first one. You only answer the one that you want to answer in that moment.
You're probably right. Because I don't really know myself. I don't know. But why does it, back to that's so stuck with me what that person said. Is why does anybody have to have red flags? Why can't we just deal with them?
I mean,
what's a major red flag that you're like, nope, you won't even ask more questions or dive in about it? Do you have one?
That I won't.
Like if you saw like someone was like X, Y, and Z, you're like, no, I'm good. I am all the way good. I'm not even asking any more questions.
So I think that's not necessarily a red flag. Those are my non-negotiables. So
can we dive into those?
My non-negotiables are
drugs, smoking, not being a bottom. No, what are they?
I don't know. Lack of trust.
Well, you don't know them yet. You know what I'm saying? But like if they do something where you break your trust or they create that sense
hypocrite.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I am.
If you lie or you're a hypocrite about something, like I'm done.
I feel like I give people too much leeway, or I'm too open to too many people. Do you think it's just like I'm like I want love so much, and I'm just like anybody and everybody?
Maybe.
Can you look towards the microphone so people can hear you?
Shut the fuck up.
Hey guys, it's me, Ryan. He's just... Oh, Jesus. So, October 27th, we're doing a Halloween event. Is it too early to talk about it?
Yes, it's too early to talk about it.
Say the date, October 27th.
You're supposed to be talking about red flags.
The red flag is that we're throwing a Halloween party.
That's not a red flag. That's a green flag.
It's going to be...
That is a huge green
flag.
Dude,
we're going to have so much fun.
Should we talk about green flags, too? Loving Halloween is a green flag.
Traveling. Eating all the foods.
Oh,
trying new restaurants. I thought about this the other day. I'm still talking.
No, I don't
Trying new restaurants. Trying new cocktail bars in Philadelphia, even if they're speakeasies or dungeons.
I'm
still talking.
I am somebody who eats to enjoy. Like I eat for fun. Like that is like
clear. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
So I could never be with somebody that only eats to survive.
Dude, so wait, that's a red flag I look for. People that I'm glad we got here. Thank you, universe. People that like I don't eat this or this or this. I'm like, what do you eat? That's not really a red flag though, is it? I guess maybe for me it is a red flag. Like, why don't you? Or they're like, I don't really go out to eat much, or I don't do this much, or it's someone who has like no sense of adventure. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a perfect example. I'm glad you got there.
I need you to have a sense of adventure and want to do things.
Correct.
We could do a lot of fun things in Pennsylvania, Jersey. There's
Delaware.
So many close things. Yeah, the tri-state area. There's so many close things we can do. If you want to stay home and drink wine and masturbate, like I'm good.
Right. Agreed.
No, thank you. Now he's petting the fucking wall. Why are you petting the studio wall? You're like drawing designs in the velvet. We have a velvet studio, guys. You should see it. It's gorgeous. Somebody drew a dick for us before we left. Now I'm petting the fucking wall. No, stop it. I was like, I'm gonna pet the dick on the wall. All right. So green flags. I think we went over them. They're very simple. Like I want someone that's good with family, or not even good with family, but has a family.
What? You can't judge somebody whether or not they have a family.
But if
what if they were orphaned, or what if their family died in a tragic?
They have an.
What if they all died last week in a tragic accident?
I want to know about it. I want to support you through.
So now they don't have a family, so you don't like them anymore, though.
I just said I want to support them through it. I just want people to be open out the gate, like even with your red flags, like you're doing with the boys. Just be open. Like this is what I'm on. This is what's on my plate. Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't do that.
You know what else is a red flag for me?
People that don't eat on plates.
Cats.
Really?
No.
I was like, that. What a weird.
But like, you must love dogs. Like, for
I
real.
agree. And someone wrote in like, something about animals and like how you treat animals if you're mean to them or kick them. I'm like, who the fuck is going around kicking animals?
If my dog does not like you, there's no chance.
Yeah.
There's none.
Well, Bryn hates everybody, so that's not really a good judge for me. That's a lie. She did really like my ex.
I thought Bryn loves everybody.
No, she'll lick everybody. She don't like you. She'll lick you just because she wants to lick the salt off your body. She does not like anybody. She's an asshole. Bane's the one just like judging from a corner. Bane doesn't. Then neither are my dogs.
Well, Bryn was beating me up the other day. She loves
she
me.
hasn't seen you. That's because she hasn't seen you.
She just likes to punch.
She's like, "Are you still my dad?" No, she just gets. She doesn't know how to control her paws. She does hit. She does. She learned that from me. I taught her how to fuck boys up and keep them in check.
Teach her how to.
What's that hammocks on fire? No, I haven't taught her that yet, you fucking jerk off. You're a fucking monster.
Red flags to me are...
Don't even do it.
How much you drink?
Yeah.
Did we talk about that already?
Yeah, you said I am a red flag when it comes to drinking or something.
No, that's how you drink. But how much you drink is a red flag.
Like if you drink like every day or whatever. I agree.
Like if I'm talking to somebody and I'm like, hey, what are you doing? And they're like, oh, I'm having a glass of wine. And then I talk to them like a day later and then they're like, oh, I'm out with the friends.
Finishing that bottle of wine.
If they're talking about drinking all the time, I'm like, no.
See, I get that too. And that's weird for me because I do drink. I love to drink. I know how to control it. But if you're literally drinking every day where you're like, I'm like, how are you going to work and how are you waking up and how are you surviving? I agree with you 100%. I'll still hang out with you and give you a shot and see how it goes. But I know it's not going to work out because you're going to only make me drink more and I don't want that.
Right.
I love to drink. When I drink the drink. That's why I drink. But other than that, like, no. I don't want to be like someone else in my life. No offense.
Right.
So, no. So that's my red flag. That's my red flag.
I've been around way too many alcoholics my entire life. Like, no, thank you.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't look fun at all. Like, seeing it from the outside, I'm like, I'm A-okay. I support if you want to drink like that, but it's not for me, and I don't want to have that in my life in that way, in a romantic way.
Right.
What else? What else did everybody?
What about tattoos?
I think all men should have tattoos and beards. There's no red flags when it comes to that.
So beards and tattoos are green flags for you.
Yes.
Lack of tattoos or lack of a beard is
lack
that a red
of facial
flag?
hair is not a red flag, but I will ask you, can you grow a beard? Like a guy the other day, I was like, do you have a beard right now or no beard? He's like, I know. Everyone likes the beard better. I'm like, no, you're still handsome, but like, is it coming back anytime soon?
Oh, I know a good one. Like dirty fingernails.
Ew. Is that a red flag though? You might be a mechanic.
But a lack of
And if you're a
hygiene.
mechanic and you have dirty fingernails, I want to ride you underneath that car lift. I will suck your dick while you change that oil.
But lack of hygiene. Like, there's certain things, right? I mean, we had a whole hygiene episode, right? But there's certain
and we
things
did talk about dirty nails.
Right. If you see something like, okay, a one-off situation, like, maybe they forgot their deodorant today, maybe whatever.
Would you ask them about it though? I do. I'm at a point where I don't give a fuck. Even the other day when I asked somebody on an app a question, I was like, this is too soon to be asking them that, but I don't fucking care.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. So I'm going to say, is that you? Did you eat a hoagie or did you not put on deodorant? Like, I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean,
would you ask them that? No, you're not. You're a lot nicer than I am. Yeah,
I probably wouldn't know. But I would be like, and then like I would think about it, and then I would like see if it got better.
You would
or whatever.
hug them and just smell their underarm, make sure it's them. What if it's you? Like, what if we're having a bad day?
Right. I mean, it happens. Right?
I don't. No, I'm kidding. I like when a man smells a little like a work day, though.
Right.
Right. You agree?
No. Right. We talked about this already.
Right. You don't like that.
Right, we talked about this already. Move on.
Got it. Just take yourself back to episode hygiene to know what we talked about, because I sure as hell don't remember. And he won't tell me. Someone also mentioned not being nice to people in the service industry, what we talked about. Janitors or homeless people. Is anybody nice to homeless people? Like, sadly?
Yeah.
Are
a lot
they?
of people are, yeah.
And I think more people should be. And it doesn't have to be monetarily either. I think a lot of people think they want money all the time.
Right.
Like there's the one guy you drive by who wanted like dog food. And he had a specific brand of dog food that he wanted, and I think it's because that's what he ate. So I wanted to give him that all the time. Because he was homeless, so he found the most palatable version of dog food that him and the dog could eat. That's where my mind went.
That's weird.
He asked for a very specific brand and type of dog food.
That's weird.
So you got it for him, and I think it's because he was probably eating it too. Right?
So my ex used to always give things to the homeless. Like anytime like we were in the city or whatever, like he would give a couple dollars out the window or like a bottle of water or like something like that. And for me, I find that very admirable, and that's something that I actually really like about somebody, but I don't do it.
Yeah. You're like, ew! And you roll the window up.
Actually, funny story.
Yeah, you do.
But fucking really funny story. So we were in Florida.
Just this past week?
Yeah. And my cousin had her window down. All the windows were up. All the air conditioner was on. It was a dark night, whatever. We were driving down the street. She had her window down, and she's sitting there texting. And my aunt turns around and like says her name, and she's like, "What?" And looks up, and the homeless person is standing right there looking at her.
In the open window?
Yes.
Ew.
And she just screamed at the top of her lungs.
The older one or the younger one?
The younger one.
Okay.
And rolled up the window.
That's incredible. That poor person was probably like, I just wanted a hamburger. And she's like, yeah. But no, that's what you would do. You are the same monster. But at the same time, like,
so similar story. So the night before, actually, it might have even been the same day. It was nighttime. It was dark out, whatever. I was coming out of Walgreens. I went into Walgreens to grab something, and I was coming out by myself.
On your vacation?
Yeah.
Okay.
And in the parking lot, in the dark, a homeless person in a wheelchair starts wheeling through the parking lot, through the dark parking lot towards me. And I just run to the car, and I'm like, go, 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 go.
Did they have headlights on it or anything?
Were they no? Yeah. And I'm like, there's somebody in a wheelchair coming for me.
There's a wheelchair zombie coming for me. What? You're so mean.
And my aunt didn't even realize. Like, she said to us, like, I think the next day she said something, and we were like, no, it really was. She's like, there really was somebody. Yes, there really was somebody.
You guys really just playing a game?
Yes.
Let's avoid the homeless zombie. Let's just play a game, guys. Wait, that's funny you say that because I do that. Like, if I'm going somewhere and like I have my keys, I'll pretend someone's chasing me and like I'll run to my car and like try to open the door for my house. Just because I like pretend I'm in a movie all the time. You know how like in horror movies they're like trying to get in a door and they're like, oh my god, if someone's like walking up in the door, the key won't go in the door. I do that all the time. I did it the other day at work. I was like in the alleyway with the lock on my hand, like breathing heavy, like looking around. I was like, if anybody saw me, they would know I'm a fucking lunatic.
I mean,
but I was living my best life.
Red flag. They're doing scenarios in their own fucking head.
No, I'm
running throughout parking lots by themselves.
I'm preparing for my big break.
Got it.
Dude, I was living my best life. I still do it once in a while. And I did it the other day, and I was like, oh, I missed this, Ryan.
But to get back to the homeless,
just be nice to them.
No, I think, yeah, at the end of the day, they're human, right? And I think that it's important to be
kind
to everybody. I'm not going to do something because I have trust issues.
But you would look at your friends or whoever with you and be like, can you give them $1? You totally would.
Maybe.
You would be like, give them $1. Like, I don't want them to touch me.
No, that's not what that's about. I have trust issues because I've literally seen people. I literally read this whole fucking article about the world's richest homeless man in India. He's a millionaire. He owns shops and a home or whatever.
Yeah, because
and
all of us suckers give him money.
And he goes out there and gets money every single day. He sits out there and panhandles. But I have trust issues. So like I have totally gone to I've donated to organizations that help homeless and stuff like that. Like I do that as opposed to giving it to a single person.
Yeah, every time I do a PayPal purchase, I donated whatever to like animal welfare or something. I'm all about the animal stuff.
We're not talking about animals.
I'd rather help animals because humans can help themselves. So a lot of humans are just being lazy and stupid.
Did you see that
That's why I have trust issues with the homeless, but I still give it to them. But I'm like, are you buying drugs with that? Because sadly, a lot of the times.
Yeah, and a lot of them, their signs say that they do.
And I appreciate when they're honest. They're like, I'm too ugly to be a... What did one of them say down in Philly? One of them was like, I'm too ugly to prostitute. Can I have $5? And my ex used to give him money all the time. He's like, that's my favorite homeless person. And gave him money all the time. I'm like, just give him like a big lump sum and call it a day.
Did you see that there's the Knowles Rowland Foundation? I don't know
who that is.
Beyonce Knowles and Kelly Rowland.
Oh. I know those names, but I thought it was like...
It's a $4.6 million permanent housing that they're opening in Houston for homeless.
Yeah.
And it's donating like all of this time and energy into helping them and giving them the resources, mental health, education, transportation, all of this stuff to help them through things.
Well, they can afford that, so I like that they're doing that.
Well, most of it's not coming out of their pocket.
It should. How do celebrities start an organization and not even give anything or like help build it?
I mean, they're helping build it. Like,
why not keep donating to it? Like I do with my dolphin every year. I get my dolphin fish.
Maybe they are. You don't know what
even
they're doing.
Even us poor people, even though someone in my life will tell everybody he's rich, I'm not. I know you're listening. I'm not rich. Shut up.
Who's rich?
Someone in my life was always like, oh, Ryan's rich. Ryan's rich. That's why he's going here. That's why he's going there. I'm not rich. They're thinking of my divorce money and they think I'm rich. I'm like, trust me, it's not that much money. It should be more.
Got it.
Anyway, let's give advice to people on red flags. Because I have to pee.
My advice is be observant. Know what are your non-negotiables when it comes to a relationship or a friendship or anything. I mean, a red flag can be anything, a career, a boss, anything. Know what your non-negotiables are. Know what is a warning sign and how to see the warning sign, learn from the warning sign, be observant, and, give somebody the opportunity to explain themselves or, figure it out kind of thing. I mean, does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Got it.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Mine are know what your own red flags are. So
always give them out right away.
I need to do some self-reflection and really dive in on myself right now. Know what yours are. Admit them. Look for them in other people because you both don't want the same one at least.
I am so proud of you.
I'm talking. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, I won't say that.
Tell me I'm pretty. What are you good? Tell me I'm so good.
No, I'm so proud of you because you usually don't have advice. And like these last couple episodes, you've actually had advice.
I'm settling into myself finally. It only took me 8 months. No, just know because we all have them. Know what yours are. Recognize them in other people so you don't both have the same one.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, I wouldn't say that they're non-negotiables because you could have a red flag and I'm like, oh, he's still kind of cute. So like, I'll deal with it. Know what your limits are, honestly, like what you're willing to deal with. Like you said, non-negotiables, I guess, but there's non-negotiables that could be tolerable.
No, a non-negotiable is not tolerable. It's a non-negotiable.
Me in general is a red flag. So just live your life, enjoy your life, and play with the flag. Maybe wrap the flag around a dick and then suck it. Why does everything go back to sucking dick? Maybe he wears a flag as a cape while you suck his dick. And then just call him Superman. I don't know.
I'm a season pass holder to the red flag.
You sure the fuck are, buddy. Listen, we all fucking are. And let's not be judgmental because we all are red flags. We're all walking red flags.
And I think another piece of advice too is when it comes to loved ones, friends, and family, a lot of the times we have a hard time looking at that red flag when we're in it. But from an outside perspective, we can see the red flag. I saw this really good example on Instagram the one time that was like, when you're looking at a red flag in it, you're looking at it head on,
and it waves
where it doesn't see. When you're on the outside, you see the side.
We talked about this early on in the podcast.
Did we?
We did talk about this.
Yeah.
But no, even earlier when you were giving advice and you said like friends and stuff, and I was like, I didn't even think about when I think red flags. It's mainly like people I'm trying to date. There's a lot of red flags that I can recognize in friends, and I'm like, and I think that's why I'm slowly backing away from certain people and like counting
Mhm.
people out of my life, and I literally don't care, and I'm fine with that. Sorry if you're listening, but like it is what it is.
I hate negative people.
Dude, me
people that are
too.
like, woe is me. Like,
But is that a pet peeve or a red flag?
it's a
like-
red flag.
Or should we
That
talk
is a
about that
red
on our
flag.
grinding gears?
It's all of it.
I don't know. Maybe we're doing 2 episodes of like things we hate back to back.
Sure.
Maybe not. We'll throw something fun in between. We'll see. But yeah, I think some of this is more pet peeves than it is a red flag, but it's a red flag to you, so it does matter still. Whatever. Just know your own, recognize others, and move forward. Like Andrew said, know your non-negotiables.
And we'll see you next Tuesday.
See ya.